Hi everyone, welcome back. We've got another episode. This is episode 4, and this is a very special episode because this is with my mother. I just wanted to get her on because she's had experience with autism. She's special guardian to her two daughters, my two sisters, and she's navigated some highs and lows with the whole process of CAHMS and things like this. There's been a lot going on, so I thought it'd be good to get from her words, like her experiences as a mother of two children who are now adults. They're now 18, but she adopted them when they were babies, of the whole process and the whole journey of that. So yeah, thank you for coming on, Mum.
Thank you for having me.
No worries,
It's
no
great
worries.
to be here. Hopefully, I can help your people who are listening, your
Yeah, well,
listeners. Hmm.
yeah. Well, I mean, you've helped, your daughters, my sisters, for all this time. Just being a rock and a role model and trying to navigate because it's very difficult. I've been there as well. I've seen it's not easy. So
That's right.
yeah. We're all grateful. We're totally grateful for you.
Thank you.
But so yeah. So I've got some questions here. I just want to ask you, and yeah, just answer them. Hey, anything that you don't want to answer as well, just say you don't answer.
Okay.
There's no rules here, man. It's conversational based. It's it's natural. It's easy, and yeah, that's how we like it. So don't like the
Mm.
pressures of having to conform to asking questions.
Yeah, well, obviously, there'll be confidentiality. I'll keep that in mind just for their sakes. But I give as honest a view of the process that we've been through as a family, including me, as a single mother.
Mm,
You were like their father in a way.
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are going to take something from this. It's a real life story of a single mother navigating this. Well, let me ask you the questions, and then we can, some of the topics that would be of interest will come up. So the first one is: what signs or behaviours led you to seek diagnosis for your daughters?
Well, they're twins. I've had them since we were 6 months old. Their mother is diagnosed with, who's my niece, is diagnosed with schizophrenia. So when I went for them, when they were in care, I was told there's a possibility, because she also had alcohol and drug problems, that there may be some mental health disabilities with them. And don't worry, they'll be there. Elim will be, I should say this, the council will be there to support me. So anyway, with one of them, I noticed there were signs, just little signs, that just was different from other children. When she was probably about 2, just she didn't like noise. She would repeat movements. Like if she was told to sit on the stairs and she wasn't happy, she'll get up and down and up. It was just certain things that she'll just keep repeating the same words. She didn't like certain food touching this. So I would go online and just check every so often to see, okay, is there signs that she's autistic? For some reason, I had it in my head that it could be autism. And I'll go online and then I think, oh right, she hasn't got this, she hasn't got that. Because as a mother, you don't want to see that. So
Yeah.
through school, now this is just the first one of them I'm talking about. So through primary school, when she was 4 years old, the teacher would tell me that she would crawl on her knees up and down the staircase. I know she used to be hesitant at going down our stairs, but she would crawl up and down the stairs and just certain things. And then they put her in play therapy. Now, usually schools notice stuff because parents don't want to notice stuff. Schools usually they picked up something, but for some reason they didn't refer us for anything other than play therapy. So that's how I started noticing signs with one of them. The other
Right.
one, it was different. There was issues with her because they've got other problems, not just autism. They got ADHD. One's got OCD. So there's a lot of problems. But as they got older, as I was not getting help from school, I brought them to see the GP, and I asked for referral to CAHMS. CAHMS contacted me, but nothing happened. Nothing further happened. Then this is when they were 9, and then we had COVID, And I called them again. I said, look, well, I actually called them about me for some, and I mentioned, look, I really need help. I really need help. This is when they were about 13. I said, look, I tried to get CAMS. They've not come back to me. And the reception staff, they gave me the number for CAMS. I spoke to CAMS, and the admin staff said to me, look, there's such a long, 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 long wait list. The best thing to do is just write what your problem is and CC as much people as you can, and that's what I did. So this is when they were about 13. They didn't get diagnosed until one got diagnosed at 16. The other one got diagnosed when she was last year, so 17. Even though
Right.
these children were in care and they were known, the family were known, their birth mother's family were known to have a lot of mental health problems, and I was even told there's likely it would happen, would be there for you. So I'm just wondering, those who were not in the system of care, how they're coping, how
Yeah.
they're getting picked up, because it was very hard.
Yeah. I mean, do you think that if they had an earlier diagnosis, things would have been different? Things would have been easier?
Things would have been different because they tell me themselves, particularly one of them, she would say the amount of help she would have gotten, the amount of assistance she would have gotten through the school years to be able to do better, because they're very intelligent children, but their concentration is really bad. The memory is very bad. But I noticed when they were younger, so say about 5 to about 7, they were in tops in all the classes and all the courses, but then they steadily went down and down and down. A lot of it, now that they're older and they can talk, particularly one of them, is their mum, if I got the help that I needed earlier, I would have found doing my exams a lot easier. And they failed them.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going back to when you said one of them you sort of saw signs. I think was it when she was 2? Did you
Which
say?
around two, I was seeing
Yeah.
something, but you don't want to see
But that's what I was
something.
going to ask you. Yeah, because I didn't see anything. But did you? Was it the thing where you just sort of ignored it and just like, no, I didn't see anything. No,
I'll
it's fine.
go on, like I said, I'll go on on the computer and type in autism, because I didn't know there were other stuff like ADHD. I didn't know, because I don't know really. I only know Rain Man, so I'm thinking, oh, Rain Man.
Yeah.
I'm not. It wasn't that as powerful, but there was something. I knew there was something, but like I said, as a mother, because I am their mother, you don't want to see it, and it's usually the school that notices, and they notice something because she's crawling up and down the stairs on her knees. She don't do that at home, but she's done it there, and they put her in play therapy. And they were saying that she uses a friend like it's their mum. She can't go there by herself. She always has to have someone to go. So they notice stuff. And in secondary school, when it started coming out that there was problems, the headmaster, whatever, said the reason it wasn't picked up is because they were well behaved. But girls do mask. They're very good at masking autism compared to boys, but they're very well behaved, and that's why it wasn't picked up, I was told.
And do you think when they received their diagnosis, was there what was the emotions like with
Well,
not
we
just with them, with
knew.
you, but when you got the
Well,
official diagnosis? Okay, okay, so you
one of
knew.
them I was. See, one of them, the one I suspected from very young, I wasn't surprised. It's sort of like a relief. Now we get the help. The other one, I didn't think it was autism. I thought it was bipolar and ADHD, but they diagnosed her with autism as well. Autism's a large. It's got such a big, large level of different levels of where you are. Do you understand? They're both different. They're different from each other. I find one is more ADHD problem, the other one is more. I thought was more autism problem, but she's saying no, it's more OCD. That now they're older, they can explain themselves. They said one said, "Mum, it's ADHD that's really bothering me," and the other one says OCD that's bothering me, intrusive thoughts. So it's good that they're able to speak more and tell me exactly what's going on, because I wasn't experienced. I'm experienced by watching Rain Man. Do you understand? So because as you know, they're my half sister's grandchildren. So I on their the dad's side, his first wife. So we weren't as close to them. So we didn't. We knew there's a lot of problems, mental health problems there. So I was one when I got them. I really, although they said there's a possibility, I really believed, no, it's nurture will win. Nurture, but nature.
Mm.
You can't get away
Mm.
from nature. Nurture has helped because they are, like I said, they're well, with all the difficulties, they are very well behaved you know what I mean? They're not, as you would think, teenagers. They loved school, they loved studying, they loved being at school, and,
Mm.
so,
Mm.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah. And how was your parenting? Did it have to? Well, I know this, but did your parenting, just for the audience, did your parenting have to change with them as opposed to
I
parenting
had
me?
to, yeah,
Yeah.
you had to adapt, but I'm not gonna lie, it took a long time because no, this is not how it should be,
Mm.
especially when they weren't diagnosed. Do you know what I mean? Um, and you do have to adapt, you have to change, you have to, even now I'm still learning.
Mm.
I'm still learning, okay, I'm trying to understand more and trying to be more patient. You got to be so, so, so patient.
Mm.
You're patient, even though I know I'm being patient, it's not enough
Yeah.
for them. It's not enough.
Mm.
So, and I have to stop. One of the things you've got to do is stop thinking it's about me, targeted at me. This is their issue. That you know what I mean. You do sometimes feel victimized. I'm not, I'm a bad mother, but you can't do that. They have mental health disability, so
Mm.
a lot of things I have to learn to leave. Unlike when I was bringing you up, a lot of things I just got. You got to choose your battles.
Mm.
And you just adapt. Like with one of them, they also got Gilbert syndrome, which is another problem with, especially one who wasn't a great eater anyway, which is part of a sign. And Gilbert syndrome is a bilirubin problem, and with it, it makes your appetite not that great. You've got to eat regularly, or if you miss meals, you can go back where you don't want to eat. A lot of people with that tend to get eating disorder. So I had that to deal with as well. Even now, I have to deal with it. And like I said, the one who I suspected had it, you have to keep autism. You got to keep certain foods away and not touching. So I had to buy a plate with different sections and things like
Mm.
that. She likes the same things over and over and over. I like to cook. I got to put the same thing. So she likes the same things over and over. But what I will say is, when I had to do the assessment, the form fill in, they give you a form to fill in, and she has one. The school has one. There's lots of things I now understand. I realise, oh my gosh, is that why she did it? For example, she don't like brushing her teeth. That's part of autism. They don't like in their mouth, and she doesn't like labels. And I remember when they did ballet, the ballet teacher would say, "Oh, she's very good on her tippy toes." That's another sign. If you don't know, you don't. So a lot of
Mm.
things I saw, I thought, oh yeah, oh that makes sense. Yeah.
What? So you talk about the ballet. What are some of the strengths that you've seen with their diagnosis? What are the strengths in their
They're
characters?
very they're leaders. They don't follow. They do that. They have their own fashion. They do not care. One is gothic. The other one likes to wear pink fairy tail and ears. They don't care. They don't follow. They're not followers. Not at all. They rather be on their own. They do not follow. I would be wanting, like with you, I'd buy Gap and Next. They don't like labels. They
Mm.
don't. They don't like. One of them just likes her buying in second-hand shops. If I
Mm.
buy her something that costs £60, she'll say, "Let me take it back. I'll get the money. I can get 100 things." you know.
Mm.
So they're very different. They don't conform at all, and they don't like naughty people. You know, ones
Mm.
of them, they don't like people rude or not. They don't like that. It
Yeah.
really offends. One of them, it really offends. If, for example, someone swears at her and I'm trying to say, she goes, "Mum, they swore," and I'm trying to get out, what did they say? She doesn't want to say it out. So she'll go and hide and I'll have to say words. And then she goes, "That's the one." So there are some strengths, and they don't conform, and I love that.
Yeah, I remember traveling with one of them to Hyper Japan event, and she was dressed up. She dresses up in her whole attire and this character and all the furry stuff. And she's on the tube. We were on the tube, and everyone was looking at her. She don't care.
Yeah, she
And I was
don't.
like, I can't even do.
Both of
I
them
couldn't even do
don't.
that now. Yeah,
Both of them
yeah,
don't. One of them, although she's goth, and it doesn't stand out as much as the one I suspected had the autism.
yeah,
The one I suspect had autism loves the pink and
yeah,
whereas the
yeah,
other
yeah,
one she just looks gothic. She's very fashionable and she's yeah. So hers don't stand out as much. In fact, she gets lots of yeah. I love what you're wearing. And then she
yeah.
gets stopped a lot of how she dresses. Also, and the difference also is the one that I suspected had autism will be with me for life. She can sometimes barely go to put the bin out, whereas the other one, she's doing stuff. She's at college, and so she can do more. So there is a difference. Like I said, they're both different in that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, I just remember as well. I remember their prom, and me and my
Oh, they were
partner was there,
different.
and yeah, everyone was wearing the typical,
Long
prom stuff.
dress with their
Yeah,
braids out and
yeah,
their slits.
yeah,
They
yeah,
were.
yeah,
One of them said, "Mum, I'm not buying a long dress. I want to be able to wear this again." I'm not.
yeah, yeah,
So, yeah, they had short, like a not short, but I mean, it wasn't down to the ground. It was
yeah,
over their knee. But it wasn't the typical ball gown. They didn't want that, and I
yeah,
wanted that, but they
yeah.
didn't
I know
want
you
that.
did. Yeah, and we were respecting it. We were like, yeah, I'm kind of
I
proud of this
wanted a
man. They're
ball
doing their own
gown.
thing.
Yeah.
Dressing like yeah, their individuality and they're not
Mm,
following. Yeah, that's definitely a strength, man. Because if you
yeah.
don't follow, you can only lead, isn't it?
They're
So,
leaders. Yeah.
yeah. So one thing I want to ask you, this is sort of my sort of thoughts and what I spoke to other people about, they've agreed, but I want to get your take on it. So, within the black community, I think it's getting better, but I feel that with autism, we kind of looked at people that had that as, they're just being naughty or they're just, what's wrong with them and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I think do you agree with that? Have you
No,
seen examples of that?
I'm just wondering if I'm just wondering because they said girls masculine. I was wondering if they were more naughty, maybe they would have noticed that they need help, but they weren't. There's that. But one of them was having, she had a work, I won't say, he was like a counsellor with
Hmm.
one of them, and he did say he worked with children with neurodivergent. He said that he finds that a lot of ethnic minorities get missed a lot. So you have to really fight too. You have to fight more.
Did he give a reason for that, a
No, he
specific reason?
didn't. No, he didn't.
Okay,
I just
okay.
no, he didn't. I didn't ask him that, but because he was just on the telephone and I was trying to get help from one of them.
Yeah,
But I'm very disappointed. I've written many, many, many letters to CAHMS and to the social services that there's a history. Before they were born, they were assigned a social worker because the
yeah,
mother's got a lot of mental health problems and dependency on substance. So, and they told me, which I didn't believe, because like I said, I thought, oh, it's nurture, that there's a possibility. So when that time came when they were 9, why did it take, and I told them that, why did it take up to one of them up until last year? They're both 18. And in
hmm,
fact, last year, they put her in the wrong department, and I just and I'm thinking, okay, so what happens to those who don't have that background of problems, mental health problems, family, social problems? What? How do they get missed even more? Do they even get diagnosed? I had
hmm,
to fight. And I worked in the medical field, so I knew how to fight and write letters. So I wrote letters and I CC'd everybody, and they finally got it done. In fact, it's very difficult to get diagnosed like adult, and they were kind of near adult. It's very difficult the older you are, and you
yeah,
do have to fight. And I think you have to fight even more now. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm
yeah. I
very
think that's
disappointed.
yeah, yeah. On that actually, so I know Cam's let you down.
Mm.
Can you tell me about services or people close to you even that have sort of helped you in difficult times
But
with dealing
you,
with this?
you've definitely helped me. My sister's helped me, and I had a family therapist that, oh, she really helped me. She
Mm,
was wonderful, really helped me. And another social worker that wasn't directly with us helped. She's
right.
the one that got the one I suspected autism. She had to get diagnosed privately.
Yeah,
She
right.
helped with that because they because the other one was a bit more difficult. They thought, oh, CAHMS would take her up easily. But the more quieter one, we thought it would take longer. She got diagnosed, like I said, 14, 15, privately.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that social worker helped a lot. So, there were, those are the people, you were wonderful as a single mother. Remember, I only wanted one child because I wanted to be a grandparent more than a mother. So I only wanted one child, but I did not want them going into care because they would have gone into, not care, they would have gone into adoption.
yeah.
And I did not want that. So I just had to do it. But my sister in particular and you.
Okay. And but no Pacific, there's people, but no Pacific service, you can say, like kind of helped you, if you're being honest.
To be honest, no, no. I can't even say. I got. There's no one. All I can say is like the family therapist and that social worker are the only people. We were let down, and there's such a. I've been told, even by my family therapist, that CAMS has got so much backlog, so much patience. It's such a long, 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 long waiting list,
Right,
and
yeah.
that's the problem. So
Yeah.
that's why I have to fight for my two, but I can see, yeah, they got a problem. It needs to be sorted. I don't know how. They did say since COVID, there's a lot more mental health, not just autism, but there's a lot of more teenagers and young children with mental health problems. That doesn't help what they're going through. That puts a lot of strain on the services as well.
So what do you think CAMS could have done to make it sort of like, sufficient in regards to their help? What do you think, what do you suggest they could have done
Well,
better?
they take long to act. I think it's got to a stage that you have to really be desperate and not give up and keep pestering them. And, that's what you have to do. You really have to pester them. And that's all I can think of. And luck, I suppose. But really, you just got to keep going and going and going and not, I just CC everybody. I CC you, you're getting a copy, you're getting a copy. You know what I mean? And I email and I phone. Who else can I send it to? And like I said, the family therapist was very good. She helped me to, find out telling me who I could go to and blah, and stuff like that. But I don't know. That's all I can think of. They need more money. Then I don't know, more work, more help from the government. I don't know. I really don't know what could have helped.
Yeah. And so with one of them, well, both of them even, what do you think education wise? Do you think because of their autism and ADHD and whatnot, has their education been affected?
Like I said, they were top of their classes when they were up until from the time of 5 to about 7, 4, 7. They were at the top, 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 the best reader, and it just they went down because, like they said, particularly we have one who just adores learning. You know who I mean? I even said, look, do you want to go to board? And she loves school, and she really even now she goes, Mum, I could have done a lot better if I just had the help because with I think a lot of it's also the ADHD. She'll be saying that they'll put her in the wrong place, like near the window. Even, and she's trying to concentrate. And if she's reading or writing and something, any little thing, drop a pen, she has to go back to the beginning. She doesn't. They don't carry on, and that's with the other one as well. The other one, she will talk to you, and if she gets interrupted, she's got to start all over again. Which can be now I understand why she does it, but at the time I just said, look, can you not just start from where you don't have to go all the way back. Yeah, so it has affected, particularly one of them don't like education. She's just hated school. The other one loves school, and she tells me it would have been a lot better if she got the help earlier. And it's true, the earlier you get, they put things in place for you.
With that one at like school, I was quite shocked to learn that she said out of the two, out of autism and ADHD, it was the ADHD
It's the
that
ADHD
affected
because
her more.
the concentration, her mind is all over the place. She she goes, Mum, I go in there and I'm ready to do it, but I just can't. Even to get up, I know I've got to do it. I want to do it, but I just can't. And I don't know where to start. And I'll start, and then that's it. I'll go and start something else, and that's it. And I go, that that affected her more. She said she doesn't mind the autism that much. The same with the other one. It's intrusive thoughts, OCD. I
Mm,
didn't know that until recently, because they can now, they add that they can now express more, because the one with the OCD was more typical autism than the other one. Like, for example, she didn't communicate. She doesn't even now. She doesn't really communicate. You got to dig, 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 dig. She sometimes doesn't look you in the eye. She now let me cuddle her more. Whereas the other one's different. Hers is different. She's a lot more sociable.
with that other one, does she doesn't like touch? You're saying that
She
she's
didn't,
uncomfortable with
but
it.
she probably
Okay,
doesn't like with, yeah, but she will with me. I have to ask her.
right.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
and you got to remember to tell her to buy, don't forget to buy this one a present, don't forget, and you have to tell exactly how many people to buy. If I don't say those people, not all of them are going to get it. You have to say everything. You've got to, it can be frustrating at times because she's also got learning disability, that one. Yeah.
Let me ask about you. So, how do you feel that it's affected you doing this? Because when you obviously when
Stress.
you took them on board, you didn't expect any of this. So,
No, you
how's it
don't. Yeah, I
affected
did.
you?
Oh, I wouldn't change a thing. But what I would change is I would stay in foster care. Because what happened, I had to give up my career. So for the first 3 years, I got kinship care, which is similar to foster caring, but not as, you don't get as much. It's similar. And they push you. And I now know that I thought it was just family. It used to be more family. But even if you're not family, what they're now doing, social services, pushing you into going to take up, what do you call it? A guardian, special guardianship. They push you now, and they'll threaten. Oh well, if you can't, if you don't, we'll take away. They push you into doing special guardianship. If I was to go back again, I'll go for my girls again, but I would not be pushing to special guardianship, because if I stayed as a kinship carer, they would have been diagnosed earlier. They would have got more help, because they saved a lot of money and time by me taking up the special guardianship. That's the only thing I'll change. I will not do special. And I advise people who I come across, I tell them, do not do it. Do not be special guardian. Stay foster care or kinship care, because you'll get the help. When you go special guardian, they drop you.
So, that's your advice to anyone that's seeking to
Yeah,
adopt
anyone
someone?
who's got who I don't know, who's a kinship carer, a family who's taken on like grandparents' rights and all that. I would not go for, do not go for space. They're going to pressure you, and they're going to threaten, or we'll take. A lot of it is lies. It's just a threat. Do not listen to them. Stay as a kinship carer, foster carer. You get rights, you get help financially. They get help financially. They put budget into getting, all the help that they deserve. Do not, yeah, do not go, because that they save a lot of money. That's their way of saving money. It's not good, because how you're pushing them into doing special guardianship, and there's a lot of problems, and you're not going to be around to check if you're foster care or whatever. They'll be there to see things, see the problems. So yeah.
Okay. And just a final question. What would you say is your relationship like with them now that they've been diagnosed at 18? What's your relationship with
With
both
one
of
of
them?
them, it was very difficult. As you know, we had a little bit of problems. It's a lot better now. We had a lot of problems, and I also had a serious illness, so a lot was going on the last couple of years. But it's settled down now. Um, it's a lot better, and I'm learning still. To be, patient. You don't beat yourself up, because it's difficult. A lot of the problems is memory. As you know, your grandmother, she's got dementia. Sometimes they remind me like they got dementia. The memory, what was it, Mum? Let me do it now. I'm gonna forget. You can tell them, it goes out the head. You could, like, they could be right next to you. Say, go, I don't know, go and get the bag from that room next door. She'll go out and she'll go, Mum, what did you say again? What do I need to get? So the memory, and you've got to be so patient. You've got to be so patient. And you've got to just find ways, try not to give them too many things to remember. And I try to say, look, you know where the disability comes in. Try and compensate by doing things now. When something's important, do it now. Don't leave it. You can't do that. You're not like other children or other people. Your memory is not that great. Try when it's important, something really important, do it now because you know you cannot remember. The memory is very bad. Yeah.
Sounds like you're
So
describing me as well. Like I go into rooms, I don't know what the hell I'm
no,
doing
well
in
I
there.
do as well, but I'm talking about something different. It's not the
Yeah.
same thing. You know,
Mm.
it's and you have to keep reminding them, but taking the pills, and I try and get them to take like to do diary, look after their diary, put things in their diary, and look at it every single day, because I do that. If you look at it every single day, there's things that you'll say that it's today, Friday. You look, oh, you may have forgotten that you've got something on Thursday or mine. I put everything, and we all got our different colours, everything, and I'm trying to teach it to them and you. Put everything in your diary, put different colours for different people, different things, and look at it every day.
Mm.
You know, if with memory, I do that. I'm getting older, so So there you
Yeah, I
go.
think that's really good advice for anyone actually
Mm.
to keep track of things in this busy world.
Yeah, I did.
Um,
Manage yourself. Be a PA to yourself.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, is there anything that you want to add? Any lasting comment? Anything you want to
Well,
say?
not really, but just thank you. Sometimes when you speak out, you learn things yourself. So,
Yeah.
yeah, this was good, and I hope a lot of people, as many people as possible, listen to this and gain something that will help them. And good luck to anyone who's going through this.
Yeah, well, I'd say, because of what you did, adopting them and taking them on, and from what they've had with autism and ADHD and things like this, is the reason why. Well, the reason why I created Shine, and
Hmm.
I just hope that what that can bring is just help for people like
Oh,
them.
it will. It will. An
That's
awareness, because
awareness.
I
Yeah,
did not know about autism. I was not Rayman. All
same,
I knew,
same.
I didn't know that there's different. It's not everyone is the same, and they also have gifts. And
Yeah,
you just got to work on the gifts and let them see the gifts, and yeah, as much
yeah.
help and fun as possible. So great what you're doing. I'm very proud. Well done.
Thank you very much. Proud of what you've done as well. I don't know if you get enough credit for it, but you've done a lot. You didn't expect to be doing it, so
No, I
yeah, well
didn't.
done, you man.
I plan to be a grandparent. Not a parent.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
that's good. But thank you. So yeah, thank you for coming on, and I'm sure people will learn from this and get advice, and you've given some great sort of tips as well in navigating the pitfalls of being a special guardianship and dealing with autistic children and things like that. So thank you so much. And yeah, thanks for coming on. And I think we'll end it here. Yes, but I'll see you anyway. See you later. But
see you
yeah,
later.
take care. All right
Take
then.
care.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.